Hey, Delta Chi, and happy Founders Day. I'm Jason Siss, the annual giving coordinator of the Delta Chi Educational Foundation, here with Aditya, the C of the Rutgers Chapter, and we are here to talk about Week of Service today. We're talking about some of the service work that Rutgers has done doing this semester, as well as a fantastic program that they've had over the last year or so during the really crazy, uncertain times of COVID. They decided to kind of step up and help where they could. So Aditya, happy Founders Day, brother. How's everything going today?
Everything's going well. Jason, how about yourself?
Doing real good, man. Doing real good. Let's talk a little bit about service, about community service. You know, as fraternity men, we always we try to give back to the fraternity. We try to give back to the community. We try to give back to our universities. Why do you think it's important for our chapters and for fraternity men in general to give back?
Yeah, I think that goes without saying. I think a lot of us are we're very lucky to be part of such a close group of friends, and we have a lot of privileges in that way. That we need to giving back to the community is allowing us to use our close connections with our brothers, spend a little bit more time, and give back to people that need it. There are oftentimes people who are not as lucky as we are to be spending our time in college right now, having a good time together. There are people that need the help, and giving back is always something, no matter what age you are and what period you're in. It's something that means a lot to hear the brothers of Delta Chi.
That's awesome. Very well stated. And you guys were involved in a really wonderful program. I remember reading about this and actually originally got put on your story by Jared Bright, our executive director. You know, I said, what chapters are doing good things? What chapters are doing some great community service? And he said, well, there's some stories out there. Look at Rutgers. So I want to talk to you about this program that you guys had going since last year. You guys decided to step up during COVID. Everyone obviously not at school physically. Everyone is online. Made it very difficult for students to get help with their assignments and with their homework and that kind of thing. And you guys stepped up and decided to do some online tutoring. So talk to us a little bit about where that idea started and kind of what some of the background on that.
Yeah, certainly. So we felt, just as you mentioned, unfortunately, everyone was pushed back to an online school-based system, and we felt that at a collegiate level, we didn't feel education fell back too bad, but at the high school, the middle school, the elementary school level, it's very hard to ask kids to focus for 6 to 8 hours a day, as well as to be engaged and to learn for that amount of time. So we felt that there could be a drop in the level of education and hopefully, and unfortunately, the level of learning. So what we did to get back is, when we were speaking about this at chapter, we figured that possibly like a giving back or community service type of tutoring would be a great idea. So we created a flyer and we sent it out to all the neighboring schools in the area. This is the New Brunswick area, as well as some of the neighboring schools in my area, which is a little bit south of New Brunswick. And from that, we actually got quite a bit of engagement, and we're partnered essentially with kids all ranges from about 6 or 8 to 14. And 14 or 16. And from that, a lot of the subjects were math related, statistics related, and because we have brothers majoring in these subjects or having experience at a collegiate level of courses in these subjects, we paired them with each other. And they'd meet on Zoom and pretty much help them out where they could. And it was a pretty successful service that we were very excited and very proud to say we did.
That's awesome. And I would imagine the sense of pride you get from helping those younger than you with their studies was probably pretty profound.
Exactly. That was one of the biggest things for all of the brothers. They always said that they felt so good after helping a fellow community member with their education, especially when that person did a little bit better on the exam or it's the SATs or any of that. It felt amazing.
That's awesome. Well, I'm really excited about that program that you guys were able to make that happen. Obviously, when you do tutoring in person, it adds a layer of difficulty in that you have to physically go to the different schools, and those could be 5-10 miles away. It could be a ways off, and you could have different. So it actually seems like kind of a barrier to entry in the tutoring was kind of lifted when everyone was doing online school.
That's exactly it. Actually, we saw that All we needed was engagement. We need people interested in this tutoring service, and because Zoom is fairly easy to navigate, all we needed was once they sent that they're interested, we could send them the Zoom link, figure out a time, and send it over. As you mentioned, in-person tutoring is a little bit harder. Logistically, you're going to have to move around, whether it's you tutor at the school or a neutral location like a library. You still have to drive there or something. And for a lot of these kids, a lot of them are not at the age to drive, so it would involve involvement from the parents, and it does get a little bit more confusing on that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a great thing that you guys were able to take advantage of. Being able to use, online is the internet is a wonderful place. It can be a wonderful place when you use it for good, and I think you guys did a really fantastic job of really kind of taking advantage of the times and adapting to the world that we lived in 2020 and into 2021. And I'm really proud of you guys for doing that. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's talk about what you guys are doing this semester. You mentioned you guys have a pretty great program that you're going to be working on that I'm excited to hear a little bit about. So tell us about your semester this year.
Certainly. So I'll speak a little bit on the philanthropy and on the community service side. So as for philanthropy for the summer, for the semester, we are doing a pancake drive. This is with the Phi sorority, and this will be in about 2 weeks, I believe. We're going to be selling pancakes outside of the sorority house, and we're going to be selling it for a few hours, and all proceeds, I believe, go to the Children's Research Hospital, which is based out of here in New Brunswick. As for community service for the semester, we do a few things. The first one, which is a big Rutgers based community service event, is the Are You for Kids. So we're actually partnered with one of the patients over in RWJ. He was unfortunately diagnosed with cancer, and once a week we send brothers to go to speak and hang out with him and talk to him. So this is a few hours a week every Sunday we do, and then we're planning events like bowling or something with the family, and we'll be writing him cards and all of that. Incredible event, and we're extremely proud to be part of it. The other community service event is we're doing a little bit of tutoring in the New Brunswick area. A little bit of volunteering in the New Brunswick area. So this is in various activities, whether it's things like the Scarlet Day of Service, where myself, we went to go and actually mulch and clean up the grounds of a church, or it's through other things like going and volunteering for A2E, which is the tutoring and helping kids type of service.
That's fantastic. You guys have a lot on your plate, and I think that's awesome that you guys all believe as a chapter that this is important, that you need to be giving back to the community and helping the community that you live in and making it a better place for everyone. And what a wonderful story that you guys are so willing to help out the family of an ill person, and try to make their life just a little better than it would have been without you. And I think that's fantastic and admirable. Well, Brother Aditya, this has been really fun for me to kind of hear about the work that you guys are doing, and I'm proud of you guys for all what you're doing. Thanks so much for spending some time today with us on Founders Day. I think it's awesome that the fraternity puts on Week of Service every year, and so that we can kind of recognize some of you guys for all the work that you're doing around your communities. So keep it up, and thanks so much for spending some time with us today, brother.
Yep, Jason, you as well. I'm glad to have shared this, and I'm excited to continue our connection.
Happy Founders Day, everyone. Make sure you go to deltachi.org/Founders Day to make a gift. And we will,